a parent, out of all the sleep challenges or sleep disorders your kids could be going through, night terrors might be the most alarming, concerning, and honestly perplexing and confusing condition a child can go through when they're struggling with their sleep. And as a parent, you're probably going to go to the pediatrician and say, hey, this is going on. What is it? What's causing it? Should I be concerned? And still today, most of the time, a pediatrician is going to say, don't worry, they'll grow out of it. It's harmless. It's no big deal. We don't really know what's going on with night terrors. But as pediatric chiropractors who focus on the nervous system, we take a different approach, a different perspective. We are obsessed with finding the root cause of everything, whether that be night terrors, colic, ear infections, or sensory processing disorder. A couple of things that you'll learn are clinically and neurologically correlated with night terrors as we go on in this video and break it all down. But as a parent, that they'll grow out of it, don't worry about it answer just really doesn't cut it. Not when your kiddo is waking up in the middle of the night full of fear, full of anxiety from these very intense episodes of night terrors, which are completely different from nightmares, as we are going to go on to see later in this video. And so parents, this video is for you if your child is dealing with these sleep challenges. And for so many families, the sleep issues persist. They just change name and form later on in life. And so if your child has been struggling to sleep, then your whole family has probably been struggling to sleep, and you're exhausted, you're tired of it, ready to get to the other side of these sleep challenges. So stick with us in this video. We're going to be going down and breaking down the root cause, the science, and most importantly, giving you action steps so that you can find out how to help your child get their nervous system back to that rest, digest, sleep through the night side of the nervous system. So first thing to know about night terrors is that they're definitely different than nightmares. Night terrors are these intense episodes of fear and anxiety and just a bunch of other challenges for kids that happen during non-REM sleep. And we're not going to get all nerdy into the different sleep categories and stuff. We're going to actually make it really, really simple, but sleep is essential for everyone, and it's definitely essential for a growing and developing child's brain and nervous system. So it's really important that every night they're getting through all the right stages of sleep for the right amount of time every single night. Sleep can really be broken down into not just quantity, but quality. And night terrors are a surefire sign that your kid is not progressing through the proper phases and stages of sleep and getting into that deep REM sleep that they need to be in to fully rest, recharge, rebuild that brain every single night. So that's the first thing to know. When you really understand night terrors, you know that it's a significant sign that your child's sleep is off kilter, that they're not getting that good, healthy quality sleep. It's being disrupted. And that's why it's not something that they just grow out of. It's not something that's just harmless, because when you really understand the brain and nervous system the way we do as neurologically focused chiropractors, you know that the brain, central nervous system, autonomic nervous system are the key foundations to health and function of everything else in the body. Because sleep is so important for the nervous system's function and development, we're pretty darn obsessed with every kid getting a full night of high quality sleep and not dealing with things like colic as an infant or night terrors as a toddler. And that's when night terrors typically show up. Around ages 2 through 6 is when they're going to be dealing with this the most. So let me jump over here to the iPad and show you a very simple visual of what's going on with night terrors and sleep disorders in kids overall. So this is a very simple graph of how the brain and nervous system works. It's got two different modes of function. We have what we call the brake pedal system, which is the side that controls what we're talking about. It's the side that's that rest and digest parasympathetic side of the nervous system, and it's what we want more of in kiddos that are struggling with sleep. And there's a very important nerve that we talk about a lot in our practice, which is the vagus nerve, which is responsible for controlling things like sleep, immune function, socialization, communication, behavior, and sensory emotional regulation. And that's why with a lot of kids that struggle with sleep, there's a much higher clinical correlation to neurosensory, neurobehavioral, neuroemotional challenges later on in life, because if the brain isn't getting enough sleep, then it's not spending enough time in this parasympathetic mode to help the body properly calm, rest, regulate, and develop. So if we call this the halfway mark right here, there's kind of a pendulum between the gas pedal and the brake pedal within your child's brain and body. And so during the day, they're gonna spend a little more time over here on this gas pedal side. They're up, they're moving, they're active, and they're operating a little bit more on that gas pedal. But at night, as there's things called circadian rhythms and things that kick in, our nervous system is supposed to pick up on the fact that, hey, it's time to wind down, it's time to slow down, and they should be able to shift over here to this side to get into that parasympathetic rest and digest side of the nervous system. So at night, when your kids fall asleep, start thinking about that pendulum needing to switch over to this parasympathetic brake pedal side of the nervous system. And really, there's two things that need to happen. Your kids need to fall asleep, and then they need to be able to get into a deep sleep. But what happens so often is that there were early stressful scenarios, situations as that brain and nervous system were developing, whether that be a stressful pregnancy, a C-section, forceps manual extraction, maybe colic or latch difficulties or ear infections and constipation as they were just infants, that have shifted their brain and nervous system more towards this sympathetic, wound up, stressed out side. So what happens is during the day, they're too far over here. So their nervous system, this is what it looks like during the day. They're having frequent meltdowns, tantrums, neurological delays, motor milestones, ear infections. If they're too stressed out during the day, they're too far over here. And then it's really hard to make up this big gap to get over to hit that brake pedal when it's time to go to sleep. And even once they get to sleep, they don't stay asleep. They're restless, they're moving around, they're waking up, they're coming to your room, and they're really struggling to sleep. So what we call these kiddos are raging bull kiddos, fight or flight kiddos. What's happening is their nervous system is too far stuck on that sympathetic fight or flight side, and that's the arousal side. They struggle to get to sleep, they struggle to stay asleep, they struggle to get that really deep REM quality sleep, and that really is the root cause of night terrors. So if you've tried every other coping strategy for night terrors, you've tried the white noise machines, soothing environments, chamomile tea, lavender, melatonin, magnesium, essential oils, you've tried everything under the sun to help your child get to sleep and stay asleep and not have those night terrors, maybe there's a foundational piece missing. It could be that if they had those early stressors, pregnancy, delivery, colicky, constipation, ear infections, all of that stuff, their nervous system could be shifted over to that sympathetic fight or flight side. It's actually very likely that it's shifted over there, and that really is what is causing those sleep struggles. So if you think that these challenges and overstressed nervous system could be what's going on with your kid, please be sure to click on the article that we're going to link to this video. In that article, you're going to find more natural sleep solutions and remedies for kids. And our website is full of information to help kids calm their nervous system and get them back to a state of rest where they can get that high quality sleep. And if that information is exactly what you're looking for, please feel free to reach out, schedule a consultation and exam with one of our doctors. We can really see exactly where your child's nervous system is, where the stress is, where it's stuck, how much of it there is, and really come up with a custom care plan to help get them through these sleep challenges and back to better sleep. In fact, improvements with sleep are the #1 reported benefit of chiropractic care for kids, adults, and whole families. Always has, always will be, because sleep is so critical to the brain and nervous system, and the nervous system is so critical to the function of everything else. The nervous system is everything, which means sleep is everything. So if you've tried everything else out there and you're up late at night Googling and searching for the answers to night terrors and sleep disorders, then neurologically focused chiropractic care is probably exactly the answer that you're looking for. So we're really glad you found this video. And if you found it helpful, please comment, like, and share this with someone else. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.